This is My Car's Shop.
Just a quick note, stick around to the end to find out what I discovered on why these wiper bushings failed. Really profound. Welcome back, fellow shop rats. Today we're back on Wanda. It's a Tuesday. I don't work in the shop on Tuesdays, but on Friday, the driver's side windshield wiper quit. If you remember back, we just put new bushings on the windshield wipers on the driver's side. Yeah. I don't know what happened, so we got to tear into it and see if it was a defective part or if the nut behind the wrench was loose or I don't know. Yeah, I am so excited. I'm about ready to crap my pants. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car's Shop. The weather's been decent. I haven't needed to drive it much, and it was full of ice and snow, but as you can see behind me, the weather's pretty decent. So I decided to let this thaw out and then get it in the shop here and see what's going on. So we got to pull the cowl back off, lather, rinse, and repeat from the last episode that we did on this a couple months ago. Yeah. I'll be back when I find out what happened. Well, we have good news and we have bad news. The good news is all the repairs that I did are fine. The two bushings that I put in are still good. They're still intact. They're still in place. The bad news is there's another bushing on this side that I guess I wasn't really aware of, and that one has since deteriorated and fallen off. So I've got to put my thinking cap on. I don't have any more of those bushings. I don't really have the funds to buy one. I have another truck out back that we could possibly rob parts off of, but it's a 92. This is an 88. I'm guessing those bushings are going to be shot, and in the process of trying to get those off of there, we're going to destroy them. I got to come up with some ideas. I'm not good at it. So I went back to the truck out back, and believe it or not, it has a bushing in it that's still good. So I made an executive decision. I was going to go a different way, but for now, I'm just trying to get this done and back out of here, and I don't want to spend hours doing what I was thinking. I was going to machine up some really nice brass bushings for this. I can do that by taking all the mechanism off of that truck and do the whole wiper mechanism at some point and then just bolt it into this truck. So today, it's about getting this done. So this one is good. Now, this is the rod that's actually off of Wanda. I've already pressed out my old plastic bushings because they're new. They came out fine. I'm praying and hoping, because this popped off pretty easy, that if I lubricate this and put it back on, it's going to be fine. But that means I need to press in two bushings. Let me make sure I got this right. That goes like this. So that means that this one goes like, I don't think that's right. It goes like this, and that means this one goes like this. Yes. No, opposite. Oh, anyway, so I'm going to get these pressed in, and then we'll see how it goes. Do a novena, whatever. That went absolutely nothing like I planned. I actually ended up with an extra wiper arm bushing. So let me show you what I ended up doing. And yeah, it is what it is. Oh, dry erase marker. I wonder how that ended up out there. Now it's a wet erase marker. This is actually all of the wiper arms out of Wanda. The wiper pivots, all that stuff. Wow, it's no wonder these things broke. That thing is stiffer than a stiff thing. This one I had lubricated up. But yeah, I can see why those bushings broke. So word to the wise, if you replace the bushings, check your pivots and make sure they're not. That is, wow, is that stiff. Ooh, that's why those bushings went out for sure. This one was stiff, but not like that. But I lubricated it with Croyle and PB Blaster. So anyway, this is the passenger side. This is the driver's side. They're identical. That's the way they go in. And then this goes from here over to that one. And this goes from here to that from the wiper motor. The bushings, I only had two. One was I got off, the other truck was still good, but in the process of trying to get that put on here, the bushing on this end from this set of arms broke, shattered. Again, I see why it was so hard. So I ended up going back to the 92 truck, pulling the whole mechanism out intact, except for this one bar, which I already had out. And I learned that you can take this assembly out of the truck in its entirety, all assembled. So what I did was, I didn't touch it. I lubricated the pivots. I lubricated the bushings. I put, there was one bushing that was in this, that was still the original. The other bushing I put in new on this end. I pressed the whole thing together like this. That's how she goes, I believe. Nope, like this. And put this on there like so, etc., etc. And put the whole unit in the truck as one. I had to be really careful. Wiggle, wiggle, don't pry. You can do it. So here's what that tells me I can do. That tells me that on a day when I have nothing else to do, I can machine up brass bushings for all of this. And I'll make them in such a way that I'll probably machine into the end of every one of these things here, carefully, tap it, and that way I can put in a small screw with a washer that'll hold the assembly together. So we'll put brass bushing or a brass washer on the back, bushing in the middle, washer on the outside. This piece will go on there with another washer and a screw. And I'll do that on every bit of it. I know I can assemble the whole thing as a unit, then put it in the vehicle, because I just did it. Some of you will say, well, why don't you just go buy the plastic bushings and just do that? There may be somewhere online to get just those bushings. I don't know. But the Dorman kits come with about 15 bushings, and there's only 2 that fit this. So I would have to buy not 2, but 3 kits, because there's 5 bushings. Brass ones, once they're done, I'll never, ever have to muck with it again. My kids won't have to. My kids' kids won't have to. Like, that thing will be around that long. And quite frankly, once I get the first one designed and dimensioned, the rest of them will go quick. I'll just chop those babies out on the lathe en masse, and that'll be good to go. So that's what I was thinking about doing today, but I realized I don't have that kind of time. I need that truck back on the road. That's my daily right now. Becky and I have been talking about, because that gets 12 miles to the gallon. It sucks on gas really bad. But my biggest reason for driving it as my daily, partly because everything else is broke down except her car, which still has that wheel speed sensor issue I haven't fixed. But I wanted to make sure that we were working the bugs out of this. There's a few things that need to be done. The dash lights still don't work. I don't know why. And we need to get heat in there. It's got a very minimal amount of heat. But otherwise, the four-wheel drive shifter for the front axle is working 80% of the time. When it doesn't, I just pop the front axle vacuum line off, flip it so that it takes the front axle engagement out. But the more I use it, the better it's getting. It actually worked good for a couple months, and then one weekend it was just deciding it didn't want to work. But it used to do that once in a while back in the day anyway. Something in the vacuum switch is probably gummy. You know the adage around here, why in the world would I buy something when I can make it? Now, I realize that time is a factor. We've talked about that before. I would have taken a lot more time on this today, but time is a factor. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. I need the truck. It's late in the afternoon today. I just decided to just slam it, get it done. It ended up being more complicated than I expected. Good to go. So, the decision I need to make now, and I'm pretty sure I know the direction I'm going to go, but the decision I need to make now is between 2 vehicles that I need to choose between. That's going to be my next daily when I put this aside and only use it for farm work. The Blue Mini needs a left front spring And last time I drove it, it was shaking really bad, so it must have a warped rotor or a roped water. That one was acting weird on wet days, but the last time I ran it, it started missing on one cylinder, which tells me a mouse probably got into something and chewed it. So I got more work to do on that one. But it's between this one here and this one here. This one ran great. Last time I ran it, something happened and it started missing on one cylinder. These things are notorious for coils going bad, so it's possible. I thought I replaced them all, but it's very possible that I didn't and one of the coils is gone. This also needs brake lines. I'm leaning towards this one because I just like this car. It's 300 horse, it's rear wheel drive, it's a ton of fun, and we're getting out of the crappy weather now, so rear wheel drive, not going to be terrible to drive, but once I start driving that, it's going to be a ton of sorting stuff out, so we'll see. Decisions to make. As far as dailies, I want to thin down the herd. We're going to get Becky's Mini fixed and get that up for sale. We're going to get my Hemi truck fixed and get that up for sale. One or two of these Minis here is going to go up for sale. Probably going to keep the Cadillac for now. We're going to look for something older as a replacement for Becky's Mini. Maybe the blue one. I think I want to just unload that stuff and look for something unique for her to drive. Of course, we have her 39 pickup. That would be unique for her to drive, but that needs a little bit more work than I could get done quickly. So decisions to make, but I'd like to eliminate 4 or 5 cars of the dailies, and we got a bunch of them. So the Cadillac I kind of consider a borderline because it's a fun, high horsepower, rear wheel drive fun car. That's kind of a daily / toy. So she could drive that, but it's rear wheel drive, so she could only drive it in the summer. That would buy me time to find something else. I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of where we're at. But Wanda's done for the day. I'm looking forward to a little nicer weather so that we can get after painting the hood and the cab and a few other things that I want to do. I'm probably going to throw some quick patches in the box sides real quick for summer so that it's just patched up for a year or two. But anyway, yeah, so that was the wiper thing. That didn't go exactly as I planned, but it's all done and we don't even have to finish it. So winner, chicken dinner. I keep promising you that we're going to be working on stitches and on the Cincinnati lathe. Well, time is coming like a freight train. Chris is going to be here the day after tomorrow, and our number one priority is the Cincinnati lathe. So stuff will be happening and you will see it real soon. So that'll do it for this one. I appreciate you being here. We'll catch you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe, share this channel, share the videos on all of your social media platforms. I would greatly appreciate it. The channel is growing good. I love it. I wish it would grow a little faster. I wish the revenue would grow faster, but we take it one bite at a time, just like we do everything else around here. Catch you on the next one. Well,